Today's activity was called A Passion for Fashion, and what we wanted students to look at is the items that they buy on a weekly or monthly basis, what type of impact that's having across the world, and how they can have some sort of input into buying items. So we've looked at how items are produced in LED countries and who makes the money out of those people that are not being treated in a way that we would expect people to be treated. Students then get to work in lots of enterprising ways, and actually we're really trying to develop them later in life for when they go out and they choose their career or they choose their job, that they can be very confident speakers, that they can compromise with people, that they can work as a team. And I think that all really works together.
Right, firstly, welcome to our Advanced Learning today. The Advanced Learning Day topic is a passion for fashion, okay? So basically today we're going to be looking at a bit of globalisation. So you're going to be looking at how your clothes are produced, and you're going to be really reflecting on that to think about what you feel about your fashion, where you get your clothes from, and thinking about how they're produced in different countries. Today, we're going to be using recyclable materials later to build your own fashion items. Today, you're going to be getting into groups and you'll be producing your own fashion items, thinking about the cost involved, thinking about the labour involved in that, and then this afternoon we're going to have a big fashion show where you're going to go and strut your stuff down the catwalk, okay?
I think we should have like a hole in the back, like it's tied up at the back. Get that and tie it like that.
Yeah, let's try it
Oh god. Right. When it's
yeah, like that. That's the size I like.
Look, it didn't work. Look at that.
I want to know, in your groups, what you think this group over here did particularly well. So we're going to give them some positive feedback. And then at the bottom, an improvement to make. So you're going to give them some formative feedback on what they can improve on, okay? I would like you to spend about 3 minutes in your groups doing this now, please. So I want you to hear you talking and discussing, okay? Off we go.
Okay, so, a clear understanding of fair trade in the fashion industry. I think they did that quite well. The slogan was like, really good. It said, it doesn't cost the world, which is, it doesn't cost the world and it doesn't cost a lot. I say 1, yeah? Yeah.
We want to know that we're achieving our aims, so we do try and do some peer assessment, and I think they're quite harsh on each other. They really do pick fault quite critically, whereas this afternoon we're going to have other judges that haven't been involved in the day who have a clear assessment of what we have been trying to achieve today, and then they're going to grade students as to what they feel that they have achieved. And again, that comes down to the students and how they put themselves across and how they're speaking and how they're communicating. I think the way the students feel in themselves and the way the students are very proud of what they do and they really like to show off. So this afternoon when we have our fashion show, watching them all show off, so to speak, and explain to what they've done to the group is something that I think is showing that they've met their objectives, but also with the way that they are going to act, they've all been very mature today and actually really used their skills very wisely. And I think it's all of that needs to be assessed, not just whether or not the outfit looks good or whether or not they've managed to make a weave bag. It's to do with their whole skills and their whole way that they're coming across to the whole group.
Today's the first day of the Enterprise Week, and they've learned about all the skills of communicating, teamwork, risk-taking in the classroom setting, but they actually get to apply it here in the Stock Market Challenge. So it's really good that they're learning from each other as they go along, and they actually are having to work in a team. They're having to communicate because they each have different roles, which are very important to this game, and they're having to take risks looking at which companies to buy and which companies not to buy, based on the decisions of their teammates.
We went to buy SKP for 600 and it went down to 500, so that's made a bit of a... It's alright now because hopefully when it goes back up we'll have made a profit. And we bought Connecticut for 900, which we were going to buy for 1,000, but it went down, so it made it better for us.
Taking risks is very important, I think, in when you're older and stuff, because you're going to come to situations in life when you're either going to have to kind of stay safe or take a risk. And also we're working as a team as well, so our communication skills are improving as well, so it's good.
And today, Year 8s are working on a kind of global project, so they're looking at access to water in this session and about how they can work with other schools in future sessions during the day. The idea is that they understand the inequalities to access to water around the world, and that some poor countries, they clearly don't have the privileges that we do in this country, and they've been coming up with enterprising ideas within groups to try to think about how they can sell water to generate money, which can then go towards these projects in poorer countries. So it's about developing those skills in students, really, getting them to think of good, innovative ideas that they can work on and we can take forward.
We could maybe get it signed by someone famous if we could.
Yeah, make the bottle more popular.
Yeah.
Like if we know anybody popular or famous,
And they
just
could
get signed.
advertise it for us.
Yeah.
We avoid a disjointed approach to our enrichment days. They're not a bolt-on to the normal curriculum, they're part of the normal curriculum. We have strategic planning meetings to determine what we'll be delivering over the course of the year, and the enrichment days are a key to that. The enrichment days are those days that the students don't forget. They're the ones that they go back into lessons and talk about for weeks and weeks after, and in some cases they prepare in lessons before the advanced learning days and then come to that lesson or session with a real buzz. PSHE is delivered in a number of ways at Walton High. It's delivered through our tutor sessions, which is overseen by the lead tutors. It's also delivered through the enrichment programme and through citizenship and related strands within the humanities curriculum area. Oversight for the PSHE programme comes from the Vice Principal with responsibility for our business and enterprise college status.
Enterprise Week for us really is promoting those skills of problem solving, communication, teamwork, and for us we're doing it through our show which premieres next week called Notre Dame. Students are working across the age ranges to sell tickets. They've sold 700 of those, which is really enterprising, obviously. And they're just working as a team to try and get these last few rehearsals ready for show night. So.
They're the sort of things that you see kids leaving on the gate and they've got a big grin on their face and they've really enjoyed the advanced learning day, and that's a key for me.